Hi. In response to the affirmative action decision made by the Supreme Court, I'm going to give my little take on it. Despite being black, white, a mixed person who would be affected by this, uh, I honestly never liked affirmative action. Personally, it's not something I really cared about as far as like how it. I cared about it, but it was not. How do I say this? I was more insulted by it than actually thinking, "Oh, this is such a great idea," because I was well aware that people uh, would always question, like, does this person really belong here? And also, I was aware that some people who would get in under affirmative action would actually be like displacing somebody else. I was not aware, however, of it affecting not only white people but also Asians, and that's another minority. I'm very protective of people who actually get in by merit. So if an Asian person scores way better than a black person, despite the fact that they might have come from a lower social economic situation, they still could lose out when it comes to Harvard and other things. Part of my problem with this whole situation is, yes, I'm black, but that's not the only thing I am. I grew up in a middle class home. My dad was poor. He raised himself up and he ended up becoming middle class. And by the time he retired, he was about, I would say, close to upper middle class. I wasn't rich, but I wasn't poor. And there are plenty of people that are white, black, Asian, pretty much name a nationality or ethnic group, and doesn't tell you exactly just by the color of their skin whether they're going to be poor or not. So this whole thing of black people not being able to do that, being able to get into colleges or like Ivy League, I call bullcrap on that, because I've seen plenty of black people that have, and I've seen plenty of black people become millionaires and work their way up. We had a president of the United States that was black. We have a vice president that's black. We have people in Congress. We have so many people in like positions of power. But just because they're black doesn't mean that, going on a little bit of a tangent, doesn't mean they're necessarily going to vote for you. Being black isn't doesn't mean you're already for the cause. Because if that was true, I would never have been mistreated by another black person. I would never. I've actually been more accepted by white people and Hispanic people than by other black people, because they didn't like that my parents married each other and stuff like that. And I just, when it comes down to it, I see affirmative action as giving excuse that we don't need to fix the problems that started on the front end. There are there are black parents in parts of the country that are literally trying to make sure their kids are getting good education. And the way I look at affirmative action is, because it exists, it allows people in government to say, well, we fixed the problem, or at least we did the best we could, but they're not actually fixing the problem. The whole reason why affirmative action works at all, I would argue, is that a person who scored way lower gets into college. The problem is now they're scrambling because they barely got in. And there's a reason why we have placement exams. If you've ever gone to college, I went to junior college. Didn't score high enough to get into an Ivy League or 4 year or anything like that, and that was okay. I felt I was equal to all the white people and other racial groups that had to go through the same thing. I don't want someone to give me handouts. I want someone to treat me like an equal. And if they treat me like an equal, I've proven time and time again, I can learn. So, I just wanted to give my little take on that. I'm going to try to include a speech that actually goes into this in a lot more detail. And it's a response to something Michelle Obama said that I don't agree with. And I'm going to try to do a little more research, because I heard as part of this that she actually got into Princeton as a result of a brother, not affirmative action, as she kind of hints at. So But I know that's a fact, so don't quote me on that one. So I like to do more research and actually find out more than actually just, you know, say, oh, this is a fact, but it actually isn't. So anybody who's listening to this and actually, I mean, I'm probably not gonna. Not everybody's gonna be happy by what I said, but it's not like I have a big following anyway. So anybody who's watching this, if you have a problem with it, by all means, we'll talk about it. And who knows? We might agree, we might end up not. So, anyways, God bless. Take care.